G'day punters, welcome to Victims of the Punt. We're talking Randwick, the pre-Christmas meeting if you like. Mark Shean, it's a reasonably plain card there, but rails in a 3 metre position. Do you have any expectations overall on the day?
Well, hopefully they'll get the track rating right this week. We've got clear weather, so it should be in the good range, rather than heavy up to about a dead 4 or 5 there last week. So very misleading, very hard to get your head around when they give those readings out in the morning. I know it's a long time before the first race, but crikey, they've been way off the mark the last couple of meetings, haven't they, Mark?
They sure have. When you're doing your form for near bottomless and looking for those real wet trackers, and then your fate pretty early in the card, even after race 1 or 2, it started off a lot better than that, and then just continued to improve. I think the key to tomorrow's meeting is actually this strong northeasterly wind forecast and what kind of effect it's going to have. Traditionally at Randwick, the way it hits them means that you'd rather be off fence than on, and it can be hard to lead, although we've seen it be hard to lead with the big southerlies recently at Randwick and Kenzo as well. So I don't think a northeasterly is necessarily just the flip side of that. I think you probably want to be off fence, but I'm going to wait and see. I'm not going in with any real preconceptions.
Okay. Let's have a look at the quaddie then. Race 7 is a benchmark 78 over the mile, and Francesco Guardi's favourite at $2. Amika's $7 best available Friday morning, with Speed Legends $6.50 and Canasta's $7.50. So it's all about the favourite or a couple of others short in the market there. Mark Shean, any thoughts there on Francesco?
Oh, look, he's probably found the right race, but I'm not sure he's the sort of horse you'd want to take evens. As I said a couple of weeks ago, he still hasn't come good in the coat, this horse. He still looks very dull, so I'm waiting for the day for him to parade a bit better than he has, even though he's been racing fairly consistently. He's got the Magic Man on McDonald. I'm not sure that I could come at him at evens, but having said that, he does look hard to beat. I think Amika certainly hasn't had a great deal of luck at a 2 runs, so if you're looking for something away from the favourite, maybe Amika on an each-way basis there around the $6 or $7 mark from a good draw might be the one, but I'm not overly fussed on the race.
Okay. Mark Rhoden, do you have any thoughts at all?
I'm pretty similar. It's hard to get away from him as your top pick, but, I'd like about 2 to 1, $3 to back him, to be honest. Evens is very, very skinny, in my view. That said, the way this market's constructed, with 120% in it, I don't think there's any real shocking blues with what you might call the dangers. I've got to make a second pick as well, but I've got it around $7, so that sort of just stifles it as a betting proposition for me at the moment. I'll just have to monitor the price of the favourite. It might be one of these big drifters, 2 out to 350 or something. That might pique my interest, assuming there's nothing wrong with him from the yard. I'll speak to Rob about that, but they've just got a clamp on this market at the moment, and I see no way through.
Okay. Let's have a look at race 8 then. It's an open handicap over 1,400 metres. Big Boy Roy is favourite at $3 from Batiga at 5, Frosty Rocks is $5.50, Purple Sector's 9, Dream Circle's $9.50, Love Tapper's $10. Mark Shean.
Well, here's another one who has got McDonald's, got a perfect draw and looks to set up well, but I've been on him a few times and he's put up the white flag. In fact, he's put up 2 white flags in a couple of days. So, another one looks hard to beat, but I couldn't take the price. So just a heart attack horse. He run second 11 times, hasn't he? So he's a bit of a herd runner. I was hoping for a little bit better price, but Tager, I thought it might be a horse who might be an improver here, even though he is fresh into this race. He does normally race well fresh, and on his best form, would give this race a shake. He's been out of the winner's stall for a long time, but I think if you're looking away from the favourite, I thought he had a good chance. Tricky girl, no luck last start. Should get a decent run just off the speed. Another race I'm not overly fussed on, but Bataga number 5 for me.
All right, Mark Rhoden, any interest for yourself?
No, it's a similar situation. He's the one on form, but he does have those convictions, and they're called question marks over his desire to win. And I'd like about a point bigger to bet again. He's 2 to 1. I'd want 3 to 1 plus, I think, to bet. That said, he's the one to beat. There's a couple. If I was a bookie, I wouldn't want to lay the likes of say Love Tap and Oscar Zulu at double figure odds if they were that. But against that, I'm not in any mad rush to back them either. I think they're nice little half chances. If you were just laying their favourite, there are a couple you could cheer for, and they'd give you a sight. But I don't think monstrous value either of them. I've got Big Boy Roy from Batiga. I have them both slightly bigger than their current market price. I think Frosty Rocks is a chance despite the big weight, but wouldn't take $5.50 him either. Then out to Love Tap Oscar Zulu. So I think they've got it pretty right again.
Let's move on to race 9 then. Benchmark 88 over 1200. You've got Tycoonist favourite at 380 from much better at 460. Iron Power's 6. GTT is 950. On the leads 12. Love Planet 13. Starla 14. That's your market there. Mark Shean, anything in race 9?
Well, I think much better will run a better race here. He did a lot of work in the race at Rosehill with an apprentice on. He goes back to Tim Clark here, who has ridden him on a few occasions in the past. A lot will depend on that wind, as Mark mentioned, whether leaders are the ones you want to be on, as we did have a southerly last week and it was still hard to lead and win. So what the northerly does, we'll have to just wait and see by race number 9. But I think he sets up nicely here, should get control, depending on what Liberty Sun wants to do, coming across from out wide. So I thought much better the way to go here. Obviously, Tycoonist was hampered in the straight there the other day and probably should have won. But you've got the McDonald factor there, and he's probably short enough where he gets to in the run will be very interesting depending on the way the track's playing by that race.
Okay, Mark Rhoden, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm a little bit around Tycoonist, especially at the price. I think in that race he was certainly hampered and unlucky, but realistically, the way that race was run, those challenges down the middle should have been a length and a half in front of Mr. Mosaic by then. I think Mr. Mosaic was clearly the runner of the race. Despite the interference, he was entitled to run about 6th, and he was able to hold them off. So I'm not convinced about that race as a dynamite form reference, to be honest. Look, I wanted to find much better. I was on him last time. I think Mark was too, and that was just a complete barbecue job, what they did up front there. It was horrendous, and he was only beaten a length. It was a very good run. I just think this is a race with quite a few chances in it, and I just want a slightly better price than what he currently is. Just looking a bit wider, I haven't backed it yet. I thought if they're running on, I could entertain GTT down from Queensland, especially. I don't think it'll shorten. I think it might even get bigger than $9. If it gets out to something in the double figures range, I could entertain a small bet on him. And I've already backed, the one I think's overs in the race is Starla. She's been ridden by Bowman 3 times in her career for 2 wins and a second, or 1,200 metres.
Yep.
In fact, he rode her to consecutive wins at 1,200 last prep. There's nothing wrong with her fresh record. The one thing you want to see is the making ground, of course, because she won't be on pace in this. But I think at double figure odds, she's certainly worth specking.
Okay, that brings us to the last, which is benchmark 78 over 1,000. And the Bopper is just favourite at $4.40 from Leo at $4.60. Easy single $6. DeGrowan, $9. Remlap's Gem is 10, as is Fast Coney, and everything else is 20 to 1 or more. Mark Shean, anything in the last?
Yeah, I like Leo. I think, 4 from 5 at the 1,000 at Randwick, and the other time he was beaten, he had no luck at all. So has drawn a little bit off the track here with pace underneath him, but they should go lickety-split with De Groen and a couple of others there. Remlat's Gem switched, will race on speed as well. So he should be just off the pace, and I think that win earlier in the year where I think he ran sub 33 and ran a 56.45 or something like that was a very impressive win. He's won a trial up the line recently, so he sets up nicely, I think. I thought the Bopper had trialled okay, but I think he's short enough with 60 kilos and barrier number 1, the question mark late in the day, so just have to play that out. I reckon Fast Coney and Van Giz are both trialling really well, and they may be late swoopers. Possibly do prefer a little bit of cut out of the track, both of them, but Van Giz in particular has drawn poorly, but normally races well fresh. So, if they're swooping late, I reckon they're, something to have a spec on 8 and 9.
Okay, and Van Giz is 20 to 1 at the moment. Mark Rhoden.
Yeah, I'm keen on Leo. I don't know. I was a bit sceptical of his second last win. because I thought it was on a leader bias track, and so and I think Mark was the same. We both backed on the lead to beat him, and Leo let him out and just kept going. And yeah, that Randwick 1,000 record is just too hard to ignore. And I think they got the early market wrong here. Well, the TAB certainly did. They put up a ridiculous price, Leo, but that of course only lasted for 5 minutes. The Bopper, yeah, I mean, they put it up at about 360 or something. You'd have to be very confident he was going to go to his absolute top to mark in that price. I think he was way unders. So, yeah, Leo's still at around 460 is the way to go. The other one I wanted to be on is Remlap's Gem. Fantastic, really good win at Muswellbrook. Last start, freshened up and trialled well since. Good, short course sprinter on his day, and look, he has tightened up a bit, but at his original price, $15 was it was a very good bet. And the one I wanted to be on the closes, Mark also mentioned, was Fast Coney. Look at 1,000, looks a shade short of his best trip, but the booking of McDonald suggests they're set for a little tilt here, and he certainly should get the pace to suit. So, yeah, I think Leo is a good bet, and Remlap's Gem and Fast Coney could be worth backing as well.
Okay, bit of lining up there in the last, but that does bring us to the end, so I'll get your best plays on the Randwick card. Mark, Shean, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I thought Queen Bellissimo in race number 4 came out of a very fast race where she had to chase the other day. So back to midway company there from a 78. So got a good draw. She's an on-pacer though, so the wind may play into her hands or may play against her. So you'll just have to try and monitor that early with the first 3 races. And I think Leo will run well in the last. So that's race 4, Queen Bellissimo and Leo in the final event.
Okay, Queen Bellissimo, $3.90 there Friday morning. Mark Rhoden, your best players?
Yeah, the best betting race is race 10. Leo already on, and Remlap's Gem already on, and we'll look to add Fast Coney. So, sorry, that's not really their best bet, but it's certainly best betting race.
Yep.
And the one I like at a little bit of value earlier in the card is race 2, number 7, Sheila Mare, who was favourite or second, drifting second favourite at Warwick Farm last start, but just had no hope the way that track was playing that day. I think can settle a little closer in the run out to 1,400 tomorrow and give us sight. Starman and Sacramone deserve to be first and second favourite, but I think the market's just got them a bit short and there's a bit more value, a bit wider in that race.
Okay, Sheila Mare's $11. All right, guys, that brings us to the end. We'll have a week off next week for Christmas, so enjoy your break over Christmas and New Year. Best of health to yourselves and your families, and we'll catch up next year and try and back plenty of winners over the next 52 weeks.